The sun had barely risen over the small countryside town of Meadow Ridge when the peace of the morning was shattered by a frantic cry that echoed through the open fields. Horses neighed loudly, birds darted away from their nests, and a subtle hum, intense, vibrating, unsettling, grew louder in the distance. It was the sound of a swarm, a sound that every farmer in the region feared. A massive cluster of poisonous bees had migrated across the valley overnight, and something, or someone, had disturbed their hive. That someone was Storm, a strong chestnut horse belonging to a local farmer named Jacob. Storm was known for his speed, power, and gentle temperament. But on this day, he had unknowingly wandered too close to a hidden colony of poison bees that nested deep within an abandoned tree trunk near the pasture. The moment he brushed past it, the hive trembled, cracked, and then the air erupted with thousands of furious, venom-filled bees. Storm panicked. His cries of terror echoed through the entire farm. Jacob rushed outside, horror washing over his face. Storm raced across the fields blindly, kicking, thrashing, and trying desperately to escape, but the swarm followed him relentlessly. "Somebody help!" Jacob shouted, his voice trembling. He knew he couldn't get close. One sting from those bees could be lethal for humans too. There was only one hope: the Meadow Ridge Emergency Rescue Unit. The call for help. At exactly 7:12 a.m., the emergency line rang at the rescue headquarters. Captain Elena Hayes, a calm and experienced leader with years of search and rescue expertise, answered immediately. "Meadow Ridge Rescue, this is Captain Hayes speaking." Jacob's voice came through, breathless and cracking with panic. "Please, you have to help. My horse, Storm, is trapped in a swarm of poisonous bees. He's running wild, he's going to die." Captain Hayes didn't hesitate. "Stay where you are. Keep a safe distance. We are on the way." She hung up, grabbed her gear, and called out to her specialized animal rescue team. "Everyone suit up. We've got a bee swarm emergency involving a horse. We need protective suits, smoke units, tranquilizers, and the portable enclosure." Within minutes, the team assembled. Dr. Liam Turner, the emergency veterinarian. Sophia and Mika, expert wildlife handlers. Driver Joe, calm under pressure. Captain Hayes, leading the mission. The rescue truck roared to life and sped down the rural road toward Jacob's farm. Chaos in the fields. When the rescue truck reached the farm, the scene was worse than they expected. Storm was no longer running. Exhausted, his legs trembled as he staggered near the edge of the woods. His sides heaved rapidly. His coat was covered in stings, his eyes were swollen, and the loud, angry hum of bees surrounded him in a thick cloud. Jacob stood dozens of meters away, fists clenched in helpless fear. Captain Hayes assessed the scene quickly. This swarm is aggressive and poisonous. One wrong move, and Storm could collapse. We need to calm the bees before they kill him. Sophia and Mika unloaded the smoke cannons, a special tool used to pacify aggressive bee swarms. Dr. Liam prepared emergency injections, 4 fluids, and anti-venom medication for the horse. The team wore thick, reinforced bee protection suits. Even with the gear, they could feel the vibrations of the swarm as they approached. The first attempt. Sophia ignited the smoke cannon. A thick, white fog spread slowly toward the swarm. Bees reacted violently at first, buzzing louder, but then gradually the smoke disrupted their communication signals and their aggression softened. "Move slowly," Captain Hayes instructed. "We can't push them too hard." As they approached, Storm let out a weak cry. His legs wobbled, and he stumbled. Dr. Liam's heart clenched. Storm was entering shock. "We are running out of time." Mika attempted to move closer with the tranquilizer, but the bees suddenly stirred, perhaps sensing the team's presence. A part of the swarm broke away and shot toward the rescue team, pelting them with stings across their protective suits. "Fall back, fall back," Captain Hayes ordered. They retreated a few meters. Sophia panted. "These bees are unusually aggressive. This isn't normal behavior." Dr. Liam wiped sweat from his forehead. "If we don't get Storm stabilized soon, his airway might close." Captain Hayes recalculated the strategy. "All right. We'll need to split the swarm using double smoke units. And we must get the portable enclosure around him to limit the bees' access." The team nodded. They had one chance left before Storm collapsed entirely. A desperate operation. Captain Hayes lifted her voice over the buzzing. "Mika and Sophia, create a path with the smoke. Joe, bring the enclosure forward. Liam, be ready with tranquilizer and anti-venom." They moved. This time, The smoke cannons were used simultaneously, forming a thick wall of white haze. Slowly, the bees were forced to scatter and separate. The buzzing softened, not gone, but manageable. Now, Captain Hayes called. Joe and Mika pushed the portable enclosure, a large, netted, collapsible barrier, toward Storm. As they neared him, Storm backed away in fear, but his legs betrayed him. He collapsed onto the ground. Jacob screamed from behind. "Storm! Stay back!" Captain Hayes yelled. Dr. Liam rushed inside the enclosure before it was fully closed. He knelt beside the trembling horse. Storm's breathing was rapid and shallow. His heartbeat thundered wildly under Liam's palm. Venom spread across his bloodstream. "We need to sedate him," Dr. Liam said. He inserted a tranquilizer into Storm's neck. The horse exhaled a shaky breath and gradually went limp. Next, he added anti-inflammatory medication and injected an anti-venom to counter the toxins. "All right, get the enclosure closed," Captain Hayes directed. Mika zipped it shut, sealing most of the bees outside. The few bees trapped inside were quickly neutralized with smoke. The main swarm circled around angrily, but the smoke wall kept them from returning. Now the real battle began, saving Storm's life. The fight to save Storm. Inside the enclosure, Dr. Liam worked urgently. He placed in four-line, flushed Storm's bloodstream, cleaned stings, removed venom sacs, and applied cooling gel to reduce swelling. Storm's chest heaved, and his breaths grew faint. Jacob watched from outside, tears rolling down his face. "Please, save him," he whispered. Dr. Liam didn't look up. "We are trying everything." Bit by bit, Storm's breathing steadied. His pulse became less frantic. His eyes, though swollen, flickered with faint signs of awareness. "He's stabilizing," Dr. Liam announced. "But we need to move him away from this area. He can't recover here." Captain Hayes turned to the team. "We need to relocate the swarm. This colony has migrated too close to human and animal life. Sophia, Mika, call the wildlife control for extraction and relocation." The two nodded and made the call. The rescue wasn't over yet, but Storm was alive. Relocating the bee swarm. A specialized wildlife team arrived soon after. Equipped with advanced beekeeping suits and controlled extraction hives, they worked in harmony with the rescue team to carefully gather the bees. Using pheromone lures, smoke barriers, and containment boxes, they extracted the queen and then slowly redirected the swarm to the box. Once the queen was secured, the bees followed naturally. It took over 2 hours, but eventually the entire poisonous swarm was safely relocated to a far-off conservation zone, where they could live without posing danger. Jacob let out a heavy sigh of relief. Storm's recovery. Storm was transported to the Meadow Ridge Veterinary Clinic, where he stayed under 24-hour care. Dr. Liam didn't leave his side until the horse was fully stable. By the next morning, Storm had regained enough strength to stand. His swelling had reduced, his breathing normalized, and his gentle eyes once again showed life. When Jacob visited, Storm nuzzled his arm weakly, as if thanking him for not giving up. "You're a fighter," Jacob whispered, hugging him. Captain Hayes and the rescue team visited as well. Jacob grabbed their hands one by one. "You saved him. I can never thank you enough." Captain Hayes smiled warmly. "We just did our duty. Storm did the real fighting." A heroic ending. Within a week, Storm was back home at the farm. The fields were peaceful again. The abandoned hive site had been cleared and made safe for all the animals. Local news stations covered the story, praising the rescue team's bravery and coordination. Children visited the farm to meet Storm, the horse who survived a deadly swarm thanks to human courage, compassion, and teamwork. Storm became a symbol of hope in Meadow Ridge, a reminder that even in the face of danger, heroes rise, not always humans, but sometimes the animals who fight to live, and the people who fight for them.